Right, welcome to another tutorial. Today we are going to a question which is based on simultaneous equations, and this is an important section in an algebraic equation slash expression. So this is a GCSE Math High Tier Paper 1 Non-Calculator 2020. We will try to see and understand how we will solve a simultaneous equation. So before we move ahead, let's try to understand what's a simultaneous equation. So simultaneous equations are basically when you are given two or more precisely it is two equations which are related with the same variable. Okay, what do you mean by that? We mean by that those two equations does share the common variable. Okay, now quickly I will walk through what's a variable and a constant. So let's say, for example, you see this question: 2x plus 4y equals minus 9 and 2y equals 4x minus 7. Right now here x and y are the variable, and 2, 4, 9 and 2, 4 and minus 7, they are the constant. Now variable means an entity or an algebraic value which holds certain constant whose value changes from equation to equation, right? That's basically a variable. So in a very flat format, variable holds a varied value. Okay, that's it. Constant whose value remain the constant: 2, 4, 6. 2 can't be 3, 3 can't be 4, so they are constant. Okay, now let's come back to the question. So the question here, there are two simultaneous equation and you need to solve. When they so solve, you mean the examiner wants you to find the value of x and y. Okay, now we will try to see how we will find the value of x and y. Okay, now what we are going to do is that we are going to use a substitution method. Now what's a substitution method? Substitution method says that you have to use one equation. Okay, make any one of the variable as a subject. Okay, now whatever value you have got for that variable, substitute that value to the other equation. Okay, let's see what I just said. Let's say this is equation 1 and let's say this is equation 2. Okay, now what we are gonna do is that our first step will be to make y as a subject from equation 2. Now why I have chosen equation 2, you can choose equation 1 as well, it's your wish. Okay, now the why I have chosen equation 2, because to make y a subject, it's pretty easier. Okay, to make y as a subject, right? I will show you why. Okay, now from equation 2 we know that 2y is equals to 4x take away 7. Okay, now see, if you want to make y as a subject, the first thing is that you need to get rid of that 2, which is the coefficient of variable y. Now to get rid of that 2, what you need to do is that simply you have to divide both sides by 2 like this. Right now, if you divide both sides by 2, you will left out with y equals 4x take away 7 whole divided by 2. Okay, so this is the value of y which you have got from equation 2. Okay, now see, if you would have been taken equation 1, I will now explain you, as I told you, why we have not taken equation 1 to make y as a subject. Okay, now see, if you take equation 1, it's pretty much difficult to make y as a subject. Okay, now because if you want to make y as a subject, you have to get rid of that 2x, you have to get rid of that 4 to make y as a subject. Okay, now if you want to make x as a subject, you have to get rid of this 4y, you have to get rid of this 2 to make x as a subject, and so on. So what you need to do is that you, in order to save your time and effort in the examination, always look out for that equation where your effort, or it's easier to make a variable the subject. Okay, how you can interpret that? You can identify that, just have a look where you have a variable which is standalone on one side of the equation. Okay, here you see that 2y is just standing its forte on one side of the equation. It is standing its alone on one side of the equation, so it's easier to get rid of that 2. Okay, but rest all you see 2x 2y, it's you know, it's in combined with other variable. Here you have 4x and 7y, so it's holding a forte with another constant, so it's difficult. So always remember, you can do whatever wish you want to do, but if you follow this, you will save a lot of time in your examination. Okay, now from this you got the value of y, which becomes y is the subject. Now simply what you just need to do is that take this value of y and sub on equation 1. So if you're gonna sub on the equation 1, your equation will become 2x plus 4 times 4x minus 7 divided by 2 equals minus 9. Now you can see that this is your byproduct equation, the equation 1. Now here you just have to simplify it further. You become 2x plus 2 times 4x minus 7 equals negative 9. Now how it becomes 2? Because this is 4, this is 2, you will take this out of the bracket. 4 divided by 2, you will left with 2. Now next step, you have to expand the single bracket. Okay, expansion of single bracket in algebra. So it's like this times this and this times this. Okay, expansion of single bracket. So you will left with 2x plus 8x, take away 2 times 7 is 14 equals negative 9. Now you have to again simplify. Now see, you need to find out the value of x. What you need to do, 2x plus 8x is 10x. Negative 14 equals negative 9. Now see, you need to find out x. So what you need to do, first you need to get rid of this 14. If you want to get rid of this 14, you need to add 14 on both sides. So if you add 14 on both sides, you will get this 14, and if you add 14 here, so this 14 and this 14 will cancel out each other, so you will left with 10 of x equals negative 9 and positive 14, it's 5. Okay, so our x will be what? 5 over 10, 5 over 10, which will be 0.5. Now simply what you need to do, you got the value of x, you need to find out. Your question is still not complete. Okay, you need to take this value of x as 0.5 and substitute in any one of the equation. See, it's easier if you sub this value on equation 2. Why? Because if you just directly sub this value in 2, you will get 2y, and just you will divide the equation by 2. Okay, or you can sub this value directly on this equation, which we have identified on our question. So it becomes, just sub the value. So y is equals to 4 times 0.5 is 2. So 2 take away 7 and divided by 2. So y will be equals to negative 5 over 2, and that will be our answer. Okay, so this is how we are gonna crack on with any simultaneous equation. What we have to note is that verify the equation, see what are the variables, and take any of the equation of your choice. Find one variable, a subject, then take that value, sub in the other equation and get the value of that variable. You get the value of that variable, take that value and put it on any of the equation to get the value of other variable. So that's how your question completes.